Yeah, so actually, I'll give two angles to this. So, the one is that definitely the cash flow issue at the vendor's end, which is what we resolved quite a bit, I think, to a large extent through our working capital financing. And I think initially, because of lack of probably knowledge, I would say, I think we did not know that we had an ability to get banks and NBFC into the picture. So that's why we used to use our own personal equity, which is not a good idea. So because equity is very, very expensive, but we didn't know how to do it. But I think we learned with time, again, very important skill set. Entrepreneurs are very flexible. They take feedback. They never say that, Acha, I know better. Don't tell me. I know better. So that they never do that. They always listen, and they have a phenomenal ability to take out the good from the entire conversation and cull out the noise and throw it out. They have a phenomenal ability to do that, and you see that it becomes very, very important to get there with time. But yeah, coming to Soga's question, we did that pretty well. I think we became pretty much well embedded in the ecosystem because we were able to give working capital loans to, or actually enable, even more important, to vendors because of the ability to generate data on the platform. And that was essentially the living, breathing, the clutch that they needed to grow because all of the expense that an SME has is typically in buying the raw materials. And if they're able to get money to do that, then their business is safeguarded, and whatever business they do or whatever cash they generate from the business can then be put into growing. Because you have to realize the startups can grow, take equity money, but SMEs can't because of the nature of the business and the asset heavy models and the fact that the future cash flow is going to be plateaued at a certain point. SMEs can't raise equity money. That's the nature of the game. So that is why I think found that sweet spot and we were able to do that. But I will actually add one point to what Sugata said. Cash flow is also very important for a company's functioning. And see, I think in an ops based business, typically something that doesn't happen in pure software businesses. In an ops based business, there is always a difference between what the client pays you and when, and where and how you have to pay your vendors, right? So there's a difference between account receivables and account payables, what is essentially called as current assets and current liabilities, right? So there's always going to be a drastic difference between that. So that's why from ground zero itself, cash flow is supremely important. And honestly, in 2015, when I had started off, people did not pay a lot of heed to the cash flow statement, but it has become very important now because two things have been established. One, that in India, a lot of operation centric businesses are actually going to do well. So it has been established beyond doubt.